Hello and welcome to this very special video for the channel. In this video I'm going to explain to you exactly what Sorare is and why you should consider joining it. My name is John Ellis, I'm the host of the Football Index Weekly podcast. It is no secret that I love basically anything to do with football and making money, or not necessarily making money, enjoying it, improving the enjoyment of the game, and I think that's exactly what Sorare does. There's definitely scope there to make large amounts of cash if you do the right things, but equally it just complements football for me. It's another type of fantasy product, and I'm all over fantasy football. So we'll get straight into it. I'm going to talk you through it. I've done this video like 3 times now. Every time it's like 17, 18, 19 minutes. I'm going to try and do this one in 10 to 13 minutes, maybe 15 at a push. I'm going to try and cut out all the shite. So there will be some questions you're left with. You can message me on Twitter, which is here, Instagram, that's over in the bottom corner. Reach out to me, reach out to people on the forums that I'm going to mention later in the video, but you will get your questions answered. I'm going to leave some things pretty open-ended, and you might be left wondering, oh, what's that, or geez, that didn't make sense. I'm going to talk to us like with the layman. I'm going to explain it pretty well. I'm going to talk to you like you've never heard of any of this stuff, but there will still be a few things that you're like, Jesus, what the fuck is that? So we'll go straight over to it. This is Sorare. When you sign in, you sign up, you complete your draft, and you're here. Basically what your draft is you get X amount of fictional currency to draft 10 players when you sign up. You will draft common cards, and they will be there for you to enter rookie tournaments, which is basically like beginner tournaments. Like they're for just exclusively for new managers, people who've just signed up to the platform, and you will use these common cards to enter those. All I'll say is, if you use my link in the description, I am an affiliate, you will get a bonus currency to draft with, so you will have an advantage from the get-go. If you don't like me and you don't want to use my link, that's fine. Find someone who has one. But please use my link. I make money. I'm straight up. I'm not trying to hoodwink you there. I make money. I'm an affiliate of Sorare. Please use the link in the description. You get bonus cash. I make money. We're all friends. We're all happy. Now this might seem like a cop-out, but there's good reason for it. In their support section on their website, a lot of this is answered, and they answer it very clearly, much more clearly than I can. So we're going to go through a couple of these points, and then I recommend you do it yourself. You'll fly through this speed reading in 5 minutes. But all these 3 tabs are here is getting started, which we'll go through, the clubs that they are licensed for. A license is basically just they have permission to sell the digital collectible of that club's players. Every other time I've recorded this type of video and tried to do it, I go on about that way too long. Look into it if you care about licensing. Basically, it's the clubs that are on the site, and coverage is the leagues that they cover. But in getting started, what is Sorare? Sorare is a global fantasy football game where you can play with officially licensed digital cards and earn prizes every week. They're backed by world-class teams of investors, supported by gaming giant Ubisoft, and already trusted by 100+ football clubs, with many more coming every month. What is a Sorare card? Sorare cards are digital collectibles. Now that's a thing you need to be aware of. Sorare is actually not a gambling platform. They are not governed by the Gambling Reg Commission, and they aren't looked at that way. This is digital collectibles. These are collectibles, and you can buy these collectibles from Sorare, these pieces of digital artwork, if you like, these unique cards, these super rare cards that there's only 10 of in the world at most, or these rare cards where there's only 100 of them. And you can actually take them out of Sorare into other sort of spaces within this digital kind of age. You can bring them onto other sites, but Sorare has the fantasy football game, so you may as well leave them here. That's why I'm here. Don't worry about that. If that stresses you out, if you're kind of like, geez, what's going on with digital collectibles, and oh, what's that, the artwork? Oh. You don't need to care about that if you don't want to, but I'm just letting you have I'm giving you an idea of it, okay? Read through this. But bottom line is, you own the card, you buy the card is yours, and SO5, which is the Sorare fantasy football game, you can utilize them in that game and make Ethereum back, make money back, win more cards that are worth money, and that's kind of why we're on Sorare. How can I play the Sorare fantasy football? That says here again about SO5, which is just there, short for Sorare 5, which is Sorare's 5-a-side fantasy football game. It's the first game that can be played using Sorare cards. It's a fantasy football game, where you can assemble your team of 5 cards and earn points depending on the performance of players in real life football matches. They get their data from Opta, and basically depending on what your player scores, they earn XP. When they earn XP, their bonuses get stronger over time, so you can move up the leagues with your players and basically compete for bigger rewards. That's the crux of the matter. There's a bit more to it, the intricacies of how XP is calculated, the matrix that actually attributes scores to your players on any match day. You can look up the matrices, you can look up XP generation, you can look up all that stuff in your free time. That's not what this video is about. This is getting to the crux of the matter. You're a new manager, how do you get started? Click the link in the description. That's genuinely how you get started. Helps me, helps you. You'll get bonus money to do your draft with, and what I'll say for that draft, which I'll get into later, but if you leave this video and go and do that now, focus on goalkeepers. Get 1 or 2 really good goalkeepers that play matches, and if you can, that are young. Get them, the rest can be filler, because you'll be able to pick up the rest of the positions relatively cheap later on in the rare form. But you want those goalkeepers. They're the barrier to entry. They are the most expensive cards on the platform, normally because of the sheer lack of them on any team that actually get minutes. There's normally only 1 per club that gets minutes, so everyone wants them. Focus on goalkeepers in the common draft, okay? That's my advice. And basically this whole rigmarole here is all just saying when you sign up, you're a rookie manager for 8 weeks, and the rookie league will disappear once you've entered it 8 times, and then you'll be considered a new manager, and from there you have to build on those common cards or rare cards that you have won in the rookie tournaments, and then you might need to put a bit of an investment in if you want to keep going on Sorare. You might need to buy a few cards and go from there and play in the other tournaments. Now, if we go over to, we're going to do 2 things quickly here. Is there something else here I want to cover? Down here there's the rules, scoring points, how do you buy cards, it's all here, power hours, all that. Do that in your own time. Power hours basically when they sell a lot of players in an hour. That's it. Where Sorare makes its money and how they afford to pay out prizes is they auction cards off all the time, all day, every few minutes, and they'll be from all around the globe. Some days you'll see, oh geez, they've loads of Roma players up today. They've loads of Napoli players. Oh geez, today's a Valencia day. Do you know? But like today, obviously, there's a lot of players from the Asian leagues. And you know, don't let that put you off. You play Sorare how you want to play it. If you want to only focus on European players, you can do that. There's European leagues. We'll get into the games and I'll explain how that works. But the bottom line is, if you want to buy players, there's new signings, which is where you buy them directly from Sorare in an auction type system. You can nab complete bargains here. Equally, some people just get too competitive and the prices can be a little bit overpriced. I'll tell you as well later how you can value a player, what's the best resource for that. The other place you buy them is just directly from the transfer market, which is where you directly purchase player cards listed for sale by other managers. These are listed according to best value, which is sort of a matrix or a metric or whatever way they have, some algorithm to work out what is considered good value based on recent performances or something. So don't pay too much attention to it, but you have all these search things here, and you can obviously do your research beforehand and come in and target players. And this is the beautiful thing about Sorare. Transparency. You can look up your mates, you can look up people on Twitter, you can look up anyone if their name is obviously the same and you can find it. Like there's Skin Tight, there's Horst, Decanio 10, M Velasco. You can go into them and you can look at the cards they have for sale, the cards they've bought, how much they paid, who they got them off. It's super transparent, which means you can actually go and find Decanio 10 here if you want that Fukumori, and you can say, Decanio, you have him listed for 0.11 ETH. I'll give you 0.1, and he'll go, do you know what it is? That's a deal. And you go and you get a bit of discount. So people normally are a bit ambitious with what they list them for. If you can find them and talk to them directly, you'll normally get a discount. And I love that negotiation factor. If they're trying to sell 2 or 3 players, maybe they'll do you a bit of a bundle deal. And I think that's a great way to build from the start. Talk to people, get to know the community, negotiate. It's great fun. So that's where you can get your cards, there and directly from auction. Now, how do you play Sorare 5, SO5 Fantasy Football? This is a live game week. Due to the time of the year, there aren't actually as many tournaments on as there usually will be, but this is this game week. I only entered 3 leagues. I entered the special weekly. I've came 26th, which is a decent enough. I've done okay there. I won a bit of ETH. The prizes, etc., for these leagues, I haven't done too well on these. I had a lot of players that didn't play, but the prizes can be viewed at the bottom of the page here. You go into prize pool. You can look at what people get paid for different tournaments. and some of the prizes are absolutely outstanding. These are the players that did good this game week, and you can look into the individual results right here on the leaderboards. But this is SO5, and it's great fun. If I wanted to enter teams going into next week, usually there'll be Champion Europe, Challenger Europe, Asian, is it Asian something? There'll be an all-star tournament, and there'll be an American tournament, right? Don't let it get to you. This is a bit confusing at the start. Basically, in a nutshell, and this is almost getting to the end of the video, the Champion Europe is Europe's top 5 leagues: England, Germany, France, Italy and Spain. Those 5 leagues, you enter players from there. Done. Challenger Europe will be anywhere in Europe that's not those 5 leagues. Asian is the Asian leagues. America is the American leagues. Surprise, surprise. Special Weekly has special requirements each week. Like this week they're saying, oh, anyone who's not in the Europe's top 5. That's what that says basically. Special training, you don't actually compete or win anything there, but you can just try and earn some XP on players you're not utilising this week, so it's nice. Always stick a team in there if you've got the cards. And then there will be the All-Star, is basically where you can enter anyone from anywhere. If they're playing this game week, you can enter them. So I love entering an All-Star team. And equally, prizes are based kind of on the league you enter. If you enter the Champion Europe, you can win Ethereum, and you can win cards from the Champion Europe leagues. And that works for all of them. So if you enter the Asian leagues, you're not going to win Cristiano Ronaldo because he doesn't play in Asia at the minute, you know. So bear that in mind. Other than that, this is my gallery. As I said, just to reiterate, don't let the high prices put you off. When you first start, the high prices, it all depends on who you go for. You can work your way up. You can kind of work it up. Buy players on dips, buy players on injuries. Find the diamond in the dirt. Or just pay and utilise those commons, get the goalkeepers. These were some of my first buys. I knew European football, so I bought European football players. But over time, and these are my next purchases, some more of them, more European youngsters, European players. But over time, now look at my last purchases. So these are guys from Asia. These are guys like Kylian Hazard. He plays in, I think, Belgium. Do you know, that's Eden Hazard's brother for anyone who cares. I've won a lot of these cards. I didn't actually buy them, which is also brilliant. I'll sell them and get some Ethereum in the balance. But bottom line is, I find the biggest barrier to entry for a lot of people for Sorare is, I don't want to pay $5,000 for some guy I've never heard of. Buy players who you've heard of in leagues you enjoy and enter the Sorare fantasy football tournaments associated with that, and naturally build from there. Biggest piece of advice: you're getting started in Sorare. What do? Use the link in the description. I benefit, you benefit. Use that extra money you get in your draft. Focus on young, good, playing goalkeepers. Get them in common form. Play the rookies, see what you win, and take it from there. If you have any more questions, honestly, do me the biggest favour and send me a message there, Twitter, there, you know what I'm trying to do, one of these, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. And the 2 things then, sorry, just before I go. Sorare data are outstanding. You need to go there and do your research before you buy anyone. Sorare data are the index gain of football index. So index gain to football index, footstock stats to footstock, Sorare data to Sorare. You need to go there. They have everything you need. Any questions, hit me up. But I use it every time I go to buy a player, every time I go to enter a lineup, anytime I'm doing research on players. They give me everything I need. And join the official Discord. I'll put a link in here as well for probably both of those in the description. Their official Discord's brilliant. That's where most managers are. You know, some will be on Twitter, some will be here, some will be there. But if you want to find someone to negotiate, Discord's where you go. All the announcements are there, conversation, you'll get your questions answered, and that's it. So look, I did it all in under 15 minutes, which I'm over the moon with. I left a few things out, but I hope this video has done some sort of service for you and answered the question you came here for. If it has, do me a big favour, hit the like button, subscribe while you're here for more content like this in the future, and drop into the comments below. Let me know if you've signed up, how you're finding it. If you were to sign up again, what you would do differently. Help people, like if someone's here looking, what is Sorare, what would you like to say to them? Would you recommend getting on board? And if you wouldn't, tell us why you wouldn't. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourself.